Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream Park. Ron Nicoletti along with Brian Nano. It is another fantastic day here in South Florida. You can see them getting the main track ready for action a little later on today. And our beautiful turf course, lots to go on. Pick 5 pool has already got $70,000 in it. Let's check out what's going on with the Rainbow Six this afternoon before we delve into this card.
We are 2 cards away now from a mandatory day on Sunday, but today, $800,000 in there. It was spot on yesterday. I think it was 750, and I know it was 750, and I think they bet 760 or so. It's going to only grow. It's going to grow exponentially, and today, tomorrow, very, very difficult. But as I've been saying all week, Ronnie, if we get to Sunday, I have $10 million in my the algorithm, I crunch the numbers and do all that.
You do all of that?
Yeah, I do a lot of that stuff.
Did all of that stuff. Well, I did Sunday's analysis already, and boy, oh boy, the last 2 races are on the turf with full fields. If you can hit that Rainbow Six, more power to you. It's going to be great betting day. Now, by that Sunday, tomorrow is Fountain of Youth Day. Don't forget, we got that 11:15 a.m. post. So we took care of all that early stuff. Let's delve right into this Friday card here with the fast main track. You saw them working on the turf on the main track. The Peter's always fast. Turf course is firm. First race today. It's going to be a 7-furlong sprint. Maiden Claimers fillies, 3-year-olds. No scratches to tell you about. Brian's got an early pick 5 ticket. He's going to show you.
That's why you took yesterday off, right? To type out that analysis. That's 6.5 hours. It took. Yeah. What do we got here? $6. Not much. I did lose a key scratch, so I had an extra single. I'm not looking to try to beat the odds-on favorite here, La Mirada, in the opener. Best bet is in race 2 with Banana Split, so that's why we single there. We can spread a little bit in race 3. The top pick is the 8 in there, Oya Thunder, and we'll show you a replay there. Race number 4, Evanora. That's the race that really got dinged by the scratches. I don't really know why. On a fast main track, it is what it is. And in race number 5, the 8 on top for me, Spirit Maker for Safi, who we wish all the best in the Barbados Gold Cup.
That's my best bet today.
Oh,
the 8
in the Barbados Gold Cup?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, probably in that one too. I get Safi in that one too.
All right.
But so we're going to start right here with race number 1 this afternoon. And as you mentioned, a big favorite in here currently at 1-2. Excuse me, as my earpiece falls out. La Mirada. This one, Antonio Sano, Johnny Velasquez off that last performance. Dropping down from maiden 50 to 35. Got the late 6 last time out. Broke from the rail. You look at the rest of the competition, sort of jumps off the page at you.
I think that's the perfect way to put it, Ron. Not only is this the best horse, but then you look at the rest of them, and there's not much in here. Odds on the morning line, and probably going to be lower than that, 1-2 right now. A lot of time left, but still, this horse isn't going to move far from that.
I want to mention the 5 in here, like the Fiorenza. This is what used to be one of my favorite angles. It hasn't come to fruition lately, but that was showing speed on the grass going long, cutting back to 7 furlongs. A lot of people think this horse is going to be in a lead. I'm talking about that 5. This one's going to stalk, and I think besides La Mirada, I think that Fiorenza might be the way to go in here.
I'll tell you what, Ron, with the exception of Masvino, the 7, who looks, kind of cheap, slow. I don't know. There's not a lot of other speed in here, so you could be close to what could be a pretty dawdling pace.
Greg, so we'll see how that plays out. Race number 1, race number 2 this afternoon is our first turf race of the afternoon. It's going to be 1 mile and 1/16, and these are maiden claiming fillies, 3-year-olds, and we did have one early scratch in here of the number 9 horse, and that's 3 dots and a dash. Do you know what that is? 3 dots and a dash. What it means? Dash.
No, do you know what it means?
I used to know what it means. I was in the Sea Cadets, but I forgot.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So you don't know what it means.
So I don't know what it means. But I do know that I put together a tropical turf pick 3, which starts in race number 2, and I'll show you that ticket right now, and you'll see it, and it'll pop up momentarily. And I went 3 deep. There you see it, 3 deep in here with the 3, 4, and 5. You mentioned your best bet being the number 3 Banana Split. I agree, but I wanted some coverage. I didn't want to get knocked out in the first leg, so I used Little Miss Money and Fluid in there. There's my best bet, as I told you, in race number 5, and that is the 8, who you also picked, and that is that horse I think is going to be a major player in there. So we'll see how that runs in race number 5. And then in the last race number 8, I went 4 deep in there. My long shot is actually the 4 in there. High Limit Room with Bobby DeBona, Red Ortiz Jr., but I got some coverage for $36, and that kicks off, don't forget, in this race number 2. So interested. I already know you got your best bet in here, and that is Banana Split.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the scratch of the 9, 3 dots and a dash, it was going to take a lot of money. The 2-to-1 is probably long gone, so we're going to get an even shorter price. It's just right there on paper, Ron. This is a maiden special weight dropper, stretching out in distance. No one's running with this horse. Paco is aboard. We are loose on the lead. Just a matter of, can this horse get the 2 turns? We go from 5 furlongs to 8.5 furlongs. And boy, she is certainly bred for it. That's for sure.
You know, the 5 showed some speed last time out, but that was going long. That's a whole different thing. That's going long and then backed up in there.
Yep.
And the musical jockeys today, Paco was on that horse. Paco's going to be on Banana Split, and Junior Alvarado's going to be on that 5 Fluid. So Banana Split certainly looks like a logical player in there. And I was never a big Banana Split guy when I was a kid. Would you like that with the banana and the ice cream?
I do like that. Anything with ice cream and chocolate syrup and stuff, I'm in on.
You're in on?
You can't tell.
Yeah, but I mean, well, what about the banana part?
No, I don't really necessarily need that. But
well, we don't have a lot. We have some time today. We used to have a place in Bayside, New York, where you went and you got online and you could build your sundae as you went along with bananas and everything.
I don't think that was strictly a Bayside thing.
No.
I'm pretty sure that was in other spots too. I mean, don't quote me on that, but I don't think that's strictly a Bayside thing.
That was we'll table that for another discussion later on. Milan is 16th on the Torpedo. What's that? That's the 3rd race. Starter optional claimer. Phillies 3-year-olds which started for that 16 or less. Scratch the 5. Good, bright flames in here. And Brian, I want to hear about this number 8 Oye Thunder.
Yeah, we're going to show the replay of Oye Thunder too, because this horse got routing on the Tapeta last time. And watch this swoop job. This is an absolute devastating move here. I know it wasn't beaten much, and maybe they were going slow and he was kind of sort of going, she was going fast, but this is an absolute last to first swoop move on the turn while running widest here, and is going to end up running off by 2 lengths. Lasix went on that day as well for Armando de la Cerda, and this is right back for me with Oye Thunder. This is a power move here, Ron, and I know the waters get deeper here. We faced winners today, but this also kind of looks like a field that's maybe stuck in neutral, maybe running the same kind of race repeatedly, and I think Oye Thunder catches the right kind of group.
Switching jocks there from Myra to Jose Ortiz in that race. I did go with the 2 horse that you have a little further down. I missed that. I'm going to go back and look at that 8 again. I mean, I just saw it. Wow, Lucky. This one from the Gary Lee Bond. You know, first off the claim, ran an okay second. Yeah. You know, first off the claim, you know, he was fractious. He had his head turned at the start, according to the small trouble line. And we'll see how he runs this afternoon. John Velasquez in the saddle. Both of us, a Palace for Mom on the inside. Happy Altar. Boy, this horse was rather impressive.
Yeah, I mean, this horse 3 times in the maiden special weight ranks, couldn't make it dent, so runs for 16, and it was a can of corn that day at 1 to 9. By the way, 5 horse field, but still 1 to 9. But we step up today. But IRAD, nobody claimed him. I don't know if Happy got away with one, but right back now, not in for a tag today.
Yeah, so we'll see that. Yeah, I mean, an IRAD stays there, and said got off the 8 horse to ride there. So let's go to let's take a break. Then we'll come back with my Rainbow 6 ticket. Good luck, everybody.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back, Gulfstream. Today, Ron and Brian here. Beautiful day. Fast-made track, Fern Turf course. Very exciting, of course. One more day. It will be Fountain of Youth Day tomorrow in a 14-race car with an 11:15 post and $800,000 estimated pool today in the Rainbow Six. You could take it down before the mandatory on Sunday. Let's take a look at my ticket real quickly in here. And, Brian, you mentioned this race came all goofy, so I just went all. I never do this. I got my best bet in race number 5 with the 8 Spirit Maker. Then I got 2 in race number 6, the 5 and the 6. I thought those were the logical 2, Laconia and Gridlock in there. Race number 7, 3 deep for me. My top pick is the 6 in there, Conquest Warrior. Of course, Speakeasy scratched out of there. Going to run in the Fountain of Youth. That changes everything in the Fountain of Youth. And this race, too, today. 2 deep in race 8. My long shot is the number 4, High Limit Room with Bobby DeBona, Irad Ortiz, and lots of coverage in the last race. $48 for me. Hit the all button. I learned that from you and Samantha.
For Fun and Profit, correct?
Yeah, that was my original book, so you'll see how it goes. So, yeah, I mean, the race really came. First and second choices came out for some reason in here. So I thought the rest was a guessing game. The 2 looks like should jump off the page and win by 4 miles here.
Yeah, the 2 now for Georgina Baxter was 3-1 on the morning line, and with 2 huge favorites out. This horse is, unless for whatever reason they bet one of these other horses, this horse could be 1 or 2 to 5 in here, because that was a pretty strong debut. Kozal, we now know, is going to be a stakes kind of horse for Terry Pompey. She was so good, winning right back. The horse has a bullet now since the debut, and going to be really tough in here.
A little bit of guesswork with the number 3, Guldian. This one from Barry Croft. Didn't run badly in its debut. It was a while back, but finished an okay 4th. Coming back, of course, with Lasix, but was like 43-1 that day. Coming back with the scratches in this race. Why not throw this one underneath?
Yeah, and this horse beat a few. It wasn't like, she was last at 43-1. She beat a couple horses. Hepburn's okay for Arundel and the team there. So that was not a bad debut. If she's gotten a little bigger, a little more mature and stronger, hardly impossible.
Yeah, we'll see Barry Croft. Of course, he'll be there today. And we're going to go to race number 5, and this is the another turf race on the card. These are claimers going a mile, 4-year-olds and upward, which never won 3 races in life. No scratches in here. And, Brian, you got a late pick 5 ticket you want to show.
I got one here for $48. I got your best bet, and, of course, I've got the other favorite as well, Slipstream. They're probably going to dominate the betting in that spot. In race number 6, we'll go 3 deep. The top one is Sharp Eyes, the 1 for Carlos David. Here, I'm going to single Merit, okay? And this, I actually changed my picks, but okay, Speakeasy's out. We know that. I feel like Merit now is going to be on a send mission, and I think that gives him a big edge over Conquest Warrior. I don't usually change picks, but I think the dynamics of that race, now really, really change. Race number 8, I'm trying to beat Caratari. I didn't like his last race. You're trying to beat him as well with your long shot. My top pick in that race is the 10. I think that's my long shot. Yeah, City Mischief. So for Mark Cassie, difficult race if you don't like the heavy favorite. And in race number 9, the 2, the firster for Safi, 30-pound test on a good one to end it on the main track.
30-pound tester. You're a fishing guy.
Yeah, that's heavy duty right there.
You can catch anything with a 30-pound test, I would believe. Getting back to this 5th race this afternoon, I'll kick it off with Spirit Maker in here, and I just thought this was a logical contender in here. And you're right about the 6. What I didn't, why is flip-flop the 8 and the 6 and the 8? The 6 just looks like one of those horses that needs everything to happen in front of him. And the 8 horse, I think, off that performance, in that race, finishes second, but finishes second in front of a couple of next out winners. So that was my reasoning behind it. And the 6, I just thought Slipstream needed everything to go perfect in front.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly the same approach I took. Spirit Maker's got tactical speed, whereas the 6 Slipstream has none of it. The drop is kind of odd, right? He ran really well in an optional claimer. Ice Chocolate's a player in the stakes on Saturday. Right. So is Headline News, and now he's in for 35. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. And it's, Spirit Maker's going to get first run, and I think that's important.
Yeah, and that's the way I saw it. I just thought that if things unfold, and a horse like Chantry Flats, showed some speed going long on the Tapeta runs, maybe it'll set up a pace, but I just think that the 8 horse might be too fast for that horse.
No, I agree. Still going to get first run regardless of how quick they go.
Well, we're going to flip the page and go to race number 6, and the master of all tickets will give you his late pick 4 in here. 5.5 furlong starter optional claimer for 3-year-old filly, scratch the 2, Little Minsky. I'm sure you have a ticket here.
We got to get Samantha back, not only to take some heat off of us, but to take some heat off of me. So I got these tickets here now. $24. It's just a run back, and again, I am singling Merit in race 7. And we'll show you the replay of Conquest Warrior. My goodness, what a trip and what a run he had. But I'm against him today in this particular race.
Yeah, he's going to – big change with the scratch in that race
No
and everything.
doubt.
And I went to 3 deep, and I also think that you have the right, horse going there. So we'll see how it goes. So getting back to race number 6 this afternoon, your top pick is the inside horse, number 1, Sharp Eyes. This one from the Carlos David barn. Been showing that steady progress since the addition of Lasix.
Yeah, and got on Tapeta last time, and you can see it right on your page. Blew way up. The figures were very slow on the main track. Gets to Tapeta. Yes, was behind Laconia, who's a huge player in here. But why can't she move forward? She's a 2-time winner as well. There's plenty of speed to set her up. Plus, she's going to be relatively close. If Javier, the Hall of Famer, can work out a trip from down there, and that could be a little problematic, I think she's in a good spot in here, Ron.
Almost for the past month, I would say, just thereabouts. The speed on going short on the Tapeta has been good, and that's what Laconia is going to do. Got the Lasix last time out there, was in that duel, 21-1, 44-1. Just got beat in the neck by Lucy's Cookie last time out. I'm just going with the speed in this spot.
Yeah, she's going to have it, that's for sure. Now, she's going to run into Siphon City Girl. Let's show her replay because she was really good for Team Hertac last time. So I'm not going to show you the whole race, but I want to show you what's going on here because Genting is 3-1, and she's in a good spot pressing Siphon City Girl basically for about 3 furlongs. Genting essentially gets eased in this race. And Siphon City Girl, you can see it in your form. She wins off by 5.5 lengths. She completely bottomed out Genting, who's already done. So, this wasn't a case where Siphon City Girl got loose and just ran off. No. She had to work really hard to do what she did, and she did it impressively. And that's why I think she could be a little bit of a problem for Laconia.
Yeah, 6-1 in the morning line with that. So definitely a good video to show. You did go, as you mentioned, with Sharp Eyes with Carlos David. So we'll see how that race plays out. And very important race because it's right in the middle of everything that we're doing here today. And then we're going to race number 7 this afternoon. And 1 mile and 1/8 an allowance optional claimer for 3-year-olds, which have never won a race other than maiden claiming a starter. And we were waiting all week to see where the number 3 Speakeasy was going to go into the Fountain of Youth or in this spot, and they didn't make the decision until, I guess, this morning or yesterday afternoon.
I guess, yeah.
Which changes the whole race to me.
Well, it changes both races, changes both races. So you'll see Speakeasy at 6:10 tomorrow night in the Fountain of Youth and what could be a really, really quick pace in there with Victory Avenue. Today now he's out, and so let's talk about my pick, and then we'll talk about your pick. We'll show Merritt's race last time. Now, Merritt got all hot and bothered. This is off a little bit of a layoff. Born Noble was, the first of a few steam horses to break his maiden, and he did it in phenomenal style. The winner, we're not going to play this all the way out. The winner is Real Macho for Rohan Crichton. We'll see him in the Fountain of Youth tomorrow, too. What happened was Merritt got fried chasing a really, really good horse, okay? He got fried off a little bit of a layoff as well. I think even Safi was admittedly saying we could need this race and we're going to build off this race. This is not what Merritt wants to do. He does not want to. Here's by the way, that's right. Secret Lover's in this race too, and he's going to close for a little bit of a piece, but insignificantly. That's not what Merritt wants to do. Conversely, today, 2 turns. This is a 1 1/8 round. This is demanding today.
Yeah, it's demanding. And it was a race that they wanted to run these horses either here or go to the Fountain of Youth. It was it's a good stepping stone for these 3-year-olds trying to improve and get get running and get going. Maybe to get some stakes as 3-year-olds in there. So number 6, Conquest Warrior, and I'm sort of in agreement with the scratch of Speakeasy. I thought there'd be a hot pace in Conquest Warrior. You're going to show this just came from the parking lot to win last time out.
This was remarkable. It wouldn't shock me at all if we see Conquest Warrior and Merritt in the Curlin Florida Derby. Here's the start, okay? This is a remarkable effort. We're not going to show the whole race, but right here, this is kind of sort of there off you lose. And watch when we expand this now and play this out, when you'll see just how far back he is. In a second, they're going to go to the pan and start to do it, and you can see how way far back he is right there. And now he's out of the picture now, too. So then we're going to go to the far turn, and he's rolling now, right? Jose Ortiz got to whirl the horse, and watch what happens now. It's going to happen again for him, and he's going to get stopped again, right about here. He's going to try to come through, and it is not there. Stopped again.
Yeah,
and
no way to run.
To his credit, and we're going to show this all the way through because he ends up getting up. He wins this race. Again, he stopped there. He wins this race when he tips out. Watch his giant strides here. So he is a horse that should relish this 9 furlongs, a proper 2-turn race. You're going to see him stride out very nicely. Antiquarian, by the way, for Todd, went over to Fairgrounds and won a maiden special weight in his very next start. So this, not like he was beating a sack of nothing this day. Boy, he's an exciting 3-year-old. Shug and Don Adam of Cortland Farms, boy, they have a roster this year of really, really talented and exciting 3. It's a good race today.
Such a great race to watch, to see how that horse is going to run it. Then the number 5, Raquel, this one from Brendan Walsh's barn, and, tried the mile in the 16th. We actually broke its maiden at Churchill going to 9 furlongs, and now that was originally scheduled for the turf. Now comes back and runs a good third in there. He looks like his horse is progressing in the right way.
Yeah, Change of Command is one of those Shug Don Adam horses that I kind of alluded to. My only nick here is Change of Command went over to Tampa in the Davis, and he was dreadful, I think, at about 7-2. I think he was last in that race, so I'm not quite sure. We thought that race was really good. I'm not quite sure how we feel about it now. Cardinal went to Fairgrounds and was nowhere in the Risen Star, too.
And just to mention, Todd took out the 3. He's got the 2 in there. Always something you want to look at, leaving him in the race. Maybe he thinks that horse can improve at this 9 furlong. So we did have a major scratch, but it certainly didn't take the allure out of that race. Race number 8 this afternoon. You want the best betting race on the card. This is it. It's 5 furlongs on the turf, an allowance optional claimer, 4-year-olds and upward. And we do have a jockey change on the 8. Make the rider Junior Alvarado and scratch the number 13. Bring the band home. And you went with the number. Let's hear about your dueling long shots. Let's hear about City Mischief.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to pick Caratari. That was part 1. And City Mischief getting back on the turf for Mark Cassie. He's got some tactical speed. You think your horse is getting loose or is going to be on the front. I won't be too far out of it. Those turf races were pretty solid. The only time he's been on the Gulfstream turf was a good third over a good course, and I think on a firmer, faster course today, I think he's in with a chance today, and he should be a square price, Ron, too.
Yeah, you just look at the figs on my long shot here. The 4-horse in your high limit room with Bobby DeBona does an excellent job. You know that he just told me so the other day. I read Ortiz Jr. will be in the saddle, and you just cruise down. And if you do the figs, this is the speed in the race. Yeah. So I just thought with this connections, we'll see if this horse can steal this race. But he's going to have to do it against 11 other runners in the field.
Yeah, I mean this is going to be the first time on turf for Bobby, so maybe he moves up. There's a horse like Mamba on 3. He's got some zip. Caratari as well. He's in the mix. I thought, maybe he just didn't like the Tapeta last time, and yes, I'm freaked over it. I kind of expected maybe a big move forward for Bobby last time. We'll see what we get on the turf today.
Caratari, third off the bench. This horse has got tons of back class. I mean, a hard-knocking 8-year-old. He's won many races here. He's had 4 wins over the Gulfstream turf. He's done an excellent job. He's made almost $800,000, so you would think he can run well in here. And you know what? We're trying to beat him, but, if he wins, I would not be shocked at all.
No, not at all. But here's the thing, because, we love Brian Lynch around here, and he's really good to us, and he's very candid, too. And Brian told us after the allowance race 2 back that, that was kind of just a prep to get to the Gulfstream Park Turf Sprint. So my point being is they were pretty much all in and ready and raring to go. He didn't run very good, Ron. And now all of a sudden we're back. It's not like he's in for a tag or anything, and he's legitimately 2-1, maybe 8 or 9-5 in here. Yeah. This is not the spot that they wanted to run in.
I'm sorry, Brian. The number 1 Axtell name for the late, great Pete Axtell, Savvy Joseph Jr. If we're talking about all the speed of Caratari and my horse, high limit speed, and Mambo at 3 sets it up for a horse like Axtell with a good close with Edgar Zayas. This horse might come running late, and, he's not going to be that far off the pace. Maybe he grabs a share. Maybe, we got tries, we got supers. Yeah. Maybe this one's on the ticket somewhere.
Yeah, getting there first, I think, is a big ask with his running style. But, yeah, if you need an anchor or a kicker underneath, this is your horse right here.
We're going to go to our final race on the afternoon, and it is going to be 5.5 furlongs on the main track. Maiden optional claimers for 3-year-olds, and we're going to scratch the number 1 Calypso Charlie. Note that both the 3 and the 5 should be listed as geldings. And let's hear about your 2 30-pound. That's a first-time starter. You got Safi, you got Tyler.
Yeah, there's nothing huge going on here. I like that work on February 17th. I don't really trust any of the other proven runners that we've seen in the afternoon. I don't really think there are any great shakes. Arrogancy, I want nothing to do with. You picked him. I'll let you talk about him. not a big pedigree here. They only paid $40 for him. The dam was 1 for 5. It was her last start of her career that she broke her maiden. 4th foal, but only one has hit the races. Didn't win on debut, but it's Safi. I don't remember Safi training for the Hildebrandts. So, and they have campaigned Matolis, those kind of horses, champions over the years. Just thought, you know what, maybe he's got him pretty tight here today. If you watch that work on January 26th, he broke very, very quickly out of the gate that day. I think he might have a lot of speed.
Well, here's the case I'm going to make for arrogancy.
Yep.
You know, third since the claim by Jose D'Angelo. Got Lasix last time out. Got beat a nose. Looks like he's shown steady progression. If you look at his numbers, he's improved in every race. That was at 6.5, turning back to 5.5. Now the horse has turned finishing second into sort of an art form. But we'll see if this horse can just, you know, I think with the progression and in this spot. Now, did I use this horse alone in it? No, I used 3 other horses on my tickets because I didn't trust him that much.
Exactly. I will say this. I didn't like that race at all last time because the winner was a 16-1 horse for Antonio Sano. Well, the winner since has come back to win again. So maybe I'm beating that race up a little bit too much. I will say this. Arrogancy did improve. You can see it right on your paper. He ran a lot faster than he ever has that day.
Yeah, you know, Antonio Sano, all his horses pay 16-1. It seems
that's
like
fair.
You never know when they're going to fire.
Right.
So, you know, you can make cases going right down the line with Celtic Pride. I used the 6 and 2nd and Trundre, this one from Carlos David. Maybe this horse runs well, but we'll see how that final race plays out. And it's a great way to end the day as far as your late pick 4s, your late pick 5s. You know, you got, if you cared like I did and like Brian did, went a little deep in that race in there. So
I agree.
That is 9 races, but we are not done. We got our ever exciting lightning round to go through here with almost 115,000 already in the pick 5 pool. And the first thing is, of course, the Fountain of Youth is tomorrow.
And now we can really kind of get a defined feel now because Merritt's going to run today. He'll come out of that race, and Speakeasy is going to stay in that race. I'm going to lower Victory Avenue and Speakeasy after, with the Merritt scratch now. It's a compelling race. Neither of the favorites have to win. That is for sure. Dornock and Locked. And both of the newcomers, Victory Avenue and Speakeasy, out of that wild, crazy, fast race on Pegasus Day, have a world of talent.
Yeah, Victory Avenue is still a maiden.
Still a maiden.
Still a maiden. You got to. They're going to get tested today, but Dornock, of course, deserves the 2-1 favoritism, and Locked is certainly going to be closing in there. So, but that's just one of the stakes we have on the card, right?
There are 9 stakes. Good work here, boys. We appreciate it. 8 of them, as you can see on your screen there, 9 stakes. 8 of them are graded. I did a podcast last night with a couple guys, and they were saying if you look at the winners of the Colonel Liam, like how is that not a graded stake? So, I mean, really, you could make a case for all 9 of them being graded. Ron, this is a phenomenal card tomorrow.
Really, really. People have been talking about it. Until you have to handicap it, you will see what we're talking about. If you didn't do it already, it is one fun thing. If you love the handicap, this has got more twists and turns than my 1958 Plymouth. So we'll see how this thing runs out. Sunday, mandatory.
Let me check that one off the list, too. Okay, we got that one off the list. Yeah, if we get there, regardless, it'll be huge. If we get there, $6 million, right? I think $10 million is firmly in play. Now, that is, again, you can see the asterisk there. We got 2 days left, and tomorrow is really, really difficult. Today is not easy. You saw Ron's ticket at $48. But if we get to Sunday, like I said, I'm throwing $10 million out there.
And we got our best bets to look at. Let's go with Brian's best bet first this afternoon.
Yeah.
It comes in early on with number 3, a banana split in race number 2.
You won't have to look hard to you won't have to go to Bayside either.
No.
Just gotta get,
and my best bet is a little further on down in the card, race number 5, that Speed Horse. So I'm hoping Spirit Maker 5-2. Brian also picked that one.
Yep.
Your long shot today is it? We both got long shots in the same race. We'll go to yours first. Race number 8, Mischief City. City Mischief. You made a great case for that one. Yeah. 12-1, and mine is just a speed play with old Bobby DeBona and Irad Ortiz. I hope I get 8-1. I read on this horse that they bet him down.
When Bobby was buying you drinks the other night, did he tell you about this horse or what?
Yeah, Bobby was buying. First time Bobby buys me a drink will be the first time Bobby buys me a drink. $121,000. But I love Bobby. We love Bobby. We're just joking with him. Fast and firm. Great day. Come out and join us if you can. If not, watch us tomorrow on TV. It's going to be an even better show than this. Samantha will be back on the air. I promise. She is in town and ready to go.
Yep, we're looking forward to it. Don't forget, now tomorrow we'll be on the air at 10:15 as well. Pete's upstairs.